Welcome everyone. I've talked in many of my videos about numerous uranium stocks here and there, some that I own, some, well, mainly those that I own, which is why today I decided to share my thoughts about fission uranium. Now, just a reminder, as always, this is not a call to buy or sell or anything. I don't have a long or short position in this stock. I just figured I would share my thoughts about the investment thesis on fission uranium. So, in my opinion, the only way to look at fission is in the context of the big three, being NexGen, Fission, and Denison, the three huge, massive, high grade uranium deposits in the Athabasca Basin. Comparing them to anything else is, in my opinion, a bit disingenuous because they're just so much bigger and so much, well, so much higher grade than anything you find elsewhere. So the only way to look at it is to compare the three. Now, what advantages do each of the three have? Well, um, looking at Denison, it's going to be first to market of the three. It has ISR and it has a fully permitted and built mill, which neither of the other two have. But then we'll look at NexGen. NexGen's the biggest deposit and it has really low all-in sustaining costs and it's massive. And then we look at Fission and it's the shallowest of the deposits, but aside from that, I'm not sure there's any advantage. The next very important thing to think about is in Canada, which is where Fission is based, it takes between 10 and 15 years to get a uranium mine permitted. Now, if you look on the pessimistic side of that, we're left with Fission needing about 10 more years before it can legally have a mine. Now, if it is that case where they need 10 more years, I don't know, and I don't know if you have any idea of what the cycle will look like in 10 years. Now, here is a hypothetical scenario based on current expectations and other things, and I've not included some other mines that are coming offline soon, like Ranger and other stuff, but this is just basically what the market would need to do in order for fission to be one of the best ideas. And if you read through the scenario, it, it isn't something that seems likely to me because it would need to basically not reach any sort of equilibrium anytime soon and then stay at an equilibrium for a while and then only in almost a decade when fission is ready start to take off and then fission would take a long time to build fissions deposit build out the mine and then the price would have to take off. Basically, when I look at this scenario, it doesn't seem likely to me. Now, if it looks like something resembling the bullish scenario that I suggested in the previous slide is going to be taking place, then basically you would be able to buy fission, or the equity, when uranium was at maybe $50 in, well, almost 6 years from now, meaning it wouldn't have that much upside between now and then in order for it to be the most bullish scenario for fission. I do have some other questions as well, and these are questions, but not necessarily deal breakers. Um, they're the One of the main parts of their deposit is under a lake, which would require a few logistical uh, challenges to be overcome. Now, I think they'll do it, but it's just, again, another question. Also, will their $22.5 million in cash last them through 10 years when, well, 10 years to get to when the mine is built, when they plan on spending 17 million by 2020? Now, sure, this is not necessarily a cause for major dilution, but When a company needs cash, the market takes that into account in its pricing. Now, that being said, what are they going to spend that $17 million in cash on? Well, they have the land around their deposit, and the same land is near NexGen's Arrow. So they're going to be spending that cash looking for more uranium. And obviously, if they find it, then their value could go significantly higher. So that is a potential positive that they have. Now, earlier I mentioned that Denison has a built and permitted mill to go with their project. There isn't one in the West Athabasca Basin. So the next question is who, because at least one of probably NexGen or Fission, will have to spend $1 billion building a mill. If they both do it, it's probably a bit of a waste, but who would you think would do it? Well, in my opinion, it would probably be NexGen because they have bigger backing and a bigger project at present, which means Fission must either be in line after a massive 20 plus million pound per year deposit, or they get developed together. And again, I would expect NexGen, due to a bigger backing, to be in control of this. So based on what I said in the previous slide, do I think NexGen will take over Fission? Well, why would they do it? I mean, there would be some synergies, but why would NexGen, which has no cash flow at present, pay a premium to take over Fission before they have a cash flow, as opposed to waiting till they build their mine, having everything developed, have a cash flow, Fission burns through more of their cash, and they would either way, if they waited or if they didn't, they'd have to be paying for the development. So why would they rush and take out Fission? So am I suggesting that Cameco, which does have a cash flow, would take out Fission or both? Again, why? They don't need to. They already have their massive mines. They already have some other projects. They already have shares in Denison and some other places. So why would they do it? I mean, at least for 5 more years. Why not let Fission de-risk the project and burn through their cash, thus lowering their valuation? Basically, Cameco also doesn't have a rush to try and take out Fission. Or at least, if I were in charge of Cameco, we wouldn't be. Now, in fairness, if uranium prices go up, I would expect all world-class deposits to follow very closely, if not exceed it. I just don't see a reason with everything at these prices to buy some Fission when with one investment thesis or another, either NexGen being much bigger and in the favored position of the two with similar uh, scenarios, or Denison, which is first to market, also high grade. I just don't see a reason to go for Fission when you have those other opportunities. Now, this is just my logical reasoning of the case, to which one could very easily argue that the market rarely acts perfectly logically, especially if there's a bull market. If, and I believe when there is a bull market, will Fission get a premium bid because people think it's a takeout target? Probably. Will it be taken out? Possibly. I would not argue if someone gave me a decent reason saying, oh, some company is going to want that asset. I would want that asset, but I just prefer making a decision or investment decision in something like this that makes sense to me when it's similarly priced. And notice I said when it's similarly priced, which I believe it is right now. However, everything has a price. If I saw enough of a discount in Fission relative to the other projects, sure, I'd look at buying it. And I'd be happy to buy it if it hit those prices. I just don't think my view is enough different different enough, or I don't think my view is in line enough with the market that the market would apply such a discount to fission. So I don't think I'll necessarily get the opportunity, but to all of you who see things differently, I don't have any problems with that. Like, I wish you all luck, all of you who are long fission. I can see it potentially outperforming many other stocks in a wide range of scenarios. The scenario that I view as the most likely doesn't include fission as being a logical choice. Now, thanks for watching, everyone. I would like to know if you'd want my view on any other specific stock. If there is one that you'd want a full video talking about, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll see if I can get to it if I have enough time. Do you disagree or agree with my take on fission? Also, let me know on that in the comments. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to catch you next time.